cricket ahead of us.
I hope so, Dan. There's a little bit of when I got here to Northampton, the side not wearing the gloves today.
Nice movement away from Yashasvi Jaiswal. With the exception of a couple of injuries, he's been a bit of a nearly man, hasn't he?
Commentator's curse, because he starts with one. There's a bit of a loosener opener, really. That nice little loosener, and it did sit up right there. He had all the time in. That's better from Tongue. That's that back of a lengthy bowls. Back of a length. And Rahul is off the mark.
And I think you can interpret it in kind of any way you want as the county grounds.
Just straying a little bit too straight as he timed that. He timed it well enough to pick up on the boundary from fine leg. It's a relatively short boundary. Ended the over. Oh, it's a lovely shot. A little bit too full, a little bit too straight. Slows up in the grass. Going back up the hill as well. They pick up three. Short pulled. No need to run those. From there, all on the ground. 4 runs. Proving expensive here, Tom.
Yeah, a little bit, but
that's better. That's where he wants to be. There's an extra bounce there for Itaru. That's where he wants to be.
There is just a telling sign that that pressure is building. There's a big.
Oh, that's going to be 4 byes. Not quite. 2 straight, 4 runs. Dean fielded on the boundary's edge.
Yeah, that was quite courteous, that, wasn't it, by the
Over pitched again, driven, this time into the offside. Couple balls into this over. Expensive one so far, really.
protection on offer.
Good carry through to Rue, but again. Fuller, half a shout, a bit better. Attempted Yorker, don't see too many of that.
David Capeland. That's a beauty from Woakes, isn't it? And if you were looking up rather than looking down, as that one swings away from. There's a big appeal for LBW, and it's gone. Woakes has got the first. Disappointment from the umpire, and Chris Woakes gets the first of the morning. And I think, as we see,
was as per the batters really. I made the same pitching on middle and leg, sliding down leg stump potentially.
Oh, and it's gone down. A genuine edge, and it's flown through down to the deep third boundary, and it's 4 to finish. But Chris, what time of asking? And it goes down. So a successful over.
You would have expected it to be taken. Certainly Chris Woakes would have expected that.
And fell on the wrong side. And Chris Woakes just shaping the ball away from
the David Capel end.
Drop and run. Slight hesitation initially.
That's better from Josh Chung. That's where he wants to be. Nipping that. That's good again. Outside off stump. Good from Tongue though. Just one off.
Here, Chris Woakes into bowl, and that is the outside edge from Iceran. It runs down towards deep third. It's not going to go. Tally was played nicely there though. It went straight down. Just decelerated the hands at the point. That one just back into the right-hander. That's it. Oh, and that is appeal for LBW again. It's gone. Chris Woakes has got studded into the back pad, and the umpire again. Ray, India's A captain, has to depart, makes his way back to.
The finger was going to go up there. It was almost a celeb appeal, wasn't it? Who just looked up, didn't really react, turned around.
He's in, and Chris Woakes is bowling again. He does get another LBW appeal. This one a bit high.
It's perfect to the right-hander, isn't it? He pitches it on about leg.
Slips in place to end the over, and that one swings back prodigiously past the stumps, left alone
on that Indian balcony. Don't know. Well, these guys will relish the challenge, right, of being out there in the middle Yeah, you walk out there and think, oh, this is difficult.
You know you're in a game, don't you? Right, we're going to have our first change of bowling from an England perspective. Josh Tongue's early morning work is over. We haven't quite seen the best of him, I think it is fair to say. So he has been removed from the attack. Going to see, after a little bit of treatment on his finger, George Hill, joint leading wicket taker in the county championship so far this year. First division, 32 wickets. A chance for him from the David Capel end. Again, perhaps the opposite end you might have expected if when we walked in the ground. I'd have said to you, Dan, which end will these guys bowl? You might have said the other end, but here he is. Immediately brings a shout. That one maybe just keeping a little bit low. KL Rahul gets the bat down, jabs it down. Slip Gordon, wicketkeeper, all with hands above their head. Nice little start from George Hill. Being talked about as an England Test all-rounder of the future. Well, this is his opportunity. One of his opportunities. Hopefully he gets more than one. Yes. Karen just gets his body warm. He's been sat up there. He's out there in the middle, probably a bit cooler. Jumper on, jumping around. The effort ball from George Hill falls through, falls over in his follow through. Beats the outside edge, I think there. Withdraws the bat.
Yeah, it's always difficult to tell through the window here, Sam, but it is actually raining outside. So players are making their way off, and Karen Nair has survived that short little burst from George Hill as the umpires have cooled the covers on. So the ground staff here at Northampton will fire up the tractor and drag those across the outfield and cover up this surface here at Wantage Road. I think it might just be a bit of a passing shower because actually the two batters and the majority of England's fielding staff have remained on the field. So whatever delay we get here, Sam, I don't think we're going to get a long one.
No, they sort of sprinted off, didn't they, the England fielders? And as did the two India batters, and then they slowed down. Maybe it was just Rahul waiting for his mate. They're now all walking off into their respective dressing rooms. England will be a bit disappointed. George Hill, I think, would have had those nails before his first bowl. He's got a couple of balls in.
Yeah.
To come out and take that over in what we hope to be not too long. By just having a look in the direction of a few grey clouds. Covers are straight on. Relatively quick run. You can always tell the level of urgency from the ground staff and whether the extra sheeting comes on. No sign of those sheets.
No, not yet. I said to you before we started, the forecast is really difficult to try and predict here at the county ground in Northampton, and I think that shower caught a lot of people by surprise. So the tractor wasn't... normally you'll see the ground staff just lurking, don't you, around the covers, ready to pounce when needed. But the covers are being pushed on across the 22 yards here at the county ground, and the umpires now are going to make their way off to the changing rooms as well. So the score then, after 11.2 overs, Sam, it's 41 for 2. 2 wickets for Chris Woakes to fall this morning. England won the toss and electing to have a